So we have completed our HTML and CSS portion. Whatever I had mentioned about teaching the syllabus regarding the HTML and CSS. So everything has been covered. So it was a 15-day session. So I had planned to cover this HTML and CSS in like 8 days, and then 4 days for JavaScript, and the last 2 days or 3 days for doubts and web hosting. But our 11 sessions are over, and we have learned only HTML and CSS. So if I just rush through JavaScript, so you all might end up getting confused between the syntax of your HTML and JavaScript and CSS. So do you all want me to start with JavaScript, or do you all want me to have a session with step-by-step method of making your website and hosting it online? Like I'll show you all everything. We'll have like 3-4 hour session, and we can learn step by step everything, how to create a website, like how to add a navigation bar, then to add sliders in your HTML document, and then how to put it on the server. So we can learn all that, or else y'all can choose to start with JavaScript. So it depends on your choice. So as you all say, then I shall take the next move.
Sir, can we do the navigation thing today and then continue with JavaScript from the next 3 classes or the next 4 classes?
Yes, I don't mind doing that, but what will happen if I start with JavaScript? So y'all shouldn't end up getting confused, because we have a lot of things to cover in JavaScript. We have the data types, the conversions, as well as some particular things, how to add the script in your document. So we will have to rush through the JavaScript portion. If y'all don't mind with that, so I think we shall proceed with JavaScript. And if y'all want a step-by-step explanation how to create this particular section of a website, then how to add navigation bars, how to add some buttons, and work on the UI part, that is the user interface, so and the hosting. So we can do that in these 3-4 sessions which we have left. So two people have said JavaScript, and I'm waiting for others to give their opinion. Okay, many people have told JavaScript, and Father Jude is saying that we can make a website, like we can make a complete website in HTML and CSS. And the JavaScript, what you will be able to use is that you will be able to just add stuff in the form, like the form verification part, and the JavaScript won't be related to like creating some particular section of your web page. So y'all can still think over it. Today we will just discuss about like the doubts, and y'all want I can teach you the hosting part as well. So fathers, like we can have a complete session, because JavaScript is not a small portion. It's quite large, and it's more extensive than this HTML. In HTML we had only data types in numbers as well as in strings, like only numbers we used, and we used normal words like sentences and stuff. But when it comes to JavaScript, the data types are in strings, Boolean. Then we have this sort of numbers, arrays, and we have functions. So all of that part, each part will take like one day. Like I can in one session complete like 3 parts of just the data types. And then comes our conversions, how to convert a particular data type to another sort of data type. Yes, I don't mind extending the duration of the course. So what we can do is we can make a full website, okay, a user interface website, and host it. And then we can have another session only for JavaScript. So you all
Yes.
will be able to understand that better. Like I will complete this session like by say 8th December, and then you all can practice HTML and CSS and get thorough with the syntax till say New Year. And in January we can start our JavaScript part. So what will happen, you will be familiar with your HTML and CSS syntax, and then in January when we start JavaScript, you all will have a better understanding about programming and coding. Otherwise, right now, if I start JavaScript from scratch, I know it's easy, but you might end up getting confused in the syntax. So it will be like a jack of all and master of none. So I prefer, I don't mind, as you all want to learn JavaScript, I don't mind going ahead with JavaScript. But what will happen, you won't master that particular language. Like you won't know complete of HTML. Like you'll know like partially the syntax of HTML, then CSS and JavaScript. So I would advise you all to I think we should go for a step-by-step process of making a website, like in the few sessions we have left, and host it. All right, then that website can be viewed by anyone. Like you can send it to your friends, you can send it to your family. It will be on the server, on the Google server. So that is my advice, so that you all don't end up not liking the programming field. Because what happens when the advanced frameworks come into existence and the new programmers, they are like quite interested in learning it, but then they end up not liking programming only. Like they feel that, oh no, it's not my cup of tea, and I won't end up understanding anything. So it's advisable to stick to HTML and CSS, and till New Year you all can practice more of HTML and CSS, and then after New Year, say 1st Jan or something, we can start with our JavaScript class. So we can do that. So let
I
me
think,
know.
Amir, your suggestion is good. We can complete one whole module and we can have the pleasure of hosting it and, uh, having a look and experiencing the website that we have created. So that will encourage us. Then later on, we can come back for Java.
Yes. So father is saying that, and we can have another complete session only focused on JavaScript. So there are people who get confused between Java and JavaScript. They both are two different programming languages. So Java is used for developing mobile applications and is a backend framework as well. And JavaScript is used only for websites. So the difference between Java and JavaScript is like the difference between car and carpet. So if you all just compare both, like Java is to car and JavaScript is to carpet. So we will be learning JavaScript. So JavaScript will be used only for web applications, okay, and not for mobile app development. Like in the meantime, till we start a new course, if you all just Google about Java only, and then when I start the course in Jan about JavaScript, you all will be like, no, this is a little different from what we thought Java is. But JavaScript has a different syntax, and Java has another complete sort of syntax. So I feel we shall make a step-by-step website and host it on the server. So today we'll have a small session, say till 9:30. If you all have doubts, so I can clarify the doubts, and I can also teach you all how to host a temporary website right now, and say from tomorrow or day after tomorrow, as you all say, we can start the web development step-by-step process. So I just wanted to know that if we start this step-by-step process, can you all give 3 hours of your time in the development process? Like instead of having a 1.5 hour class, can we have a full 3 hour class so that a particular section of your website is complete, like 100% done? Otherwise, what will happen, like there will be sort of a long gap between day 1 and day 2. So you might end up adding errors to your website and all that. So can you all suggest if we can have a 3 hour class instead of 1.5 hour? Like I'll give you all a break, like 10 minutes. We can just grab a cup of coffee or like eat some biscuits and all. But if we want, we have to go for a step by step so that we can complete the project fast.
When can we have this?
Yes,
When is it possible to have this? Tomorrow or on Monday?
tomorrow also I can start, no problem.
But we'll have to begin earlier, no? Is it okay
Pardon?
to begin earlier?
Yes, earlier we can do it, or else we can start from Sunday also. Like Sunday, everyone is free. If you all don't mind, we can start on Sunday also at any time. So as you all suggest, I shall go ahead.
Is it okay to start on a Sunday at 4 o'clock? What do the
Yes,
others think? Sunday
yes,
4
for
p.m.
me
So we
it's
can have a 3 hour
fine.
session.
Yes, I don't mind. What about others? What are their
We
suggestions?
can have Sunday 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5, 6, 7, or
Yes,
7:30. We can finish it. Yeah.
yes, yes.
So 4 to 5:30 we can have one, and then with a half an hour break we can begin at 6 to 7:30.
Yes,
3
we can
hours.
do that. What about others? If they are comfortable with it, so they can either write in the chat box or else they can unmute themselves and answer. Good evening. Okay, so Sunday is fine for all. So 4 o'clock we'll meet on Sunday, 4 to 3 hours. That is till, yes. So it's fine for everyone.
If Sunday is not possible, is Monday okay?
For me,
Monday
it's
4 o'clock.
yes. For me, it's fine. What about others? Monday 4 o'clock. Okay, so most of them they are saying Sunday is okay with them. So we can start at 3:30 or 4 o'clock is fine. If you all want it earlier, say 3:30, we can meet at 3:30 as well.
Okay, we do it at 3:30 then.
Okay, so
Sunday
3:30.
3:30. Yeah.
Yes, so Sunday 3:30. And tomorrow, do you all want a class, or tomorrow you all want to just practice your HTML and then come for the class on Sunday?
Give us enough for the practice tomorrow. Tell us what is required, and then we'll do that tomorrow.
Okay, so what you all can do is you all can just practice your basic front end styling. I mean your front end coding. That is your header tags. I'll just write them down in this particular file. Okay, so you'll practice your header tags, and your paragraph tags. Okay, I'll just write the name of the tags. Okay, so you'll practice your header tags, paragraph tags, then your tags which we use for linking the files. That is your A tag. Then you'll practice how to add an audio or a video, or you can practice both. But you'll practice this image, how to add an image. Okay, image tag you'll practice. Then audio video is not that important, but you all can practice that as well. Audio, video, and so that is for the front end, and then you all can practice forms as well. All right, so in forms, what you all can practice are your input fields, and the different types of input fields which we have. All right, so we have learned text, we have learned email, we have learned number, we have learned date, we have also learned how to add files. But right now, since we haven't learned the backend part, so adding a file and submitting it on your website, it makes no sense. So it basically won't come. Like you make a website and you don't add a backend to your particular form, so the backend function won't work. Same goes with your form. So if you create a form in your website, so at the moment it won't work, so we will make use of Google Forms. All right, I'll teach you all how to use Google Forms and add that particular form on your website. So what will happen, say if you want to create a contact form, okay, so and you have made a website for your parish or your church. So suppose a person wants to join a particular course which your church is offering, so they can use that contact form, they can fill in the credentials, and the credentials will be emailed on your say email ID, and you all can access it in your say sort of a spreadsheet, and you all can view the results easily. So since we haven't learned the backend languages, that is Python, PHP, and all, so we will make use of Google Forms only. So you'll practice these. Yes, I will teach you how to use Google Forms. So that will be included. It's very easy, okay, to use the Google Forms. It's not that complicated. Then your practice, these input fields are good. Then the placeholder thing, which we use to add more information to your say input field. Then third comes your required field, then multiple field as well. Then in the CSS, you'll have to make sure you'll practice class and ID. These are the only two selectors which we have. So class, and you'll practice the IDs, and of course the division tag in your HTML, that is division tag. And then you'll practice internal as well as external CSS. So internal CSS, external CSS, like only the basics. Say you have practice internal and external only just to add a color to your say the text which you have added, so that is also fine. Just you all should be able to use both internal as well as external CSS. Okay, the CSS which we add within the particular tag is not that widely used. We generally don't use it. Why? Because the code becomes too lengthy and it becomes sort of mixed up with the styling as well as the front end part. So to avoid that, it's better you practice only internally or externally. I mean internally and externally using IDs and classes. So IDs and classes are very important. You all make sure you all practice that as well. And then you all can practice this also. Say the attributes which we learned in CSS. So comes your color, then your background, then font families. Yes, get ready for a grand finale on Sunday. So we will be creating a website so that y'all can host it and y'all can have an idea how to manage a website. Say you want to make a change in your website. So you all should know that say if that change has to be done very fast. So tomorrow you have hosted a big website, all right, on a server, and you're unable to make changes in it. So things might get out of hand and haywire and stuff. So it's better to have a practice of hosting a website. So this website can be of anything about yourself as well. Say you are writing about yourself that I stay over here and these are my qualifications, and your pictures you can add. It can be your blog also, where you can every day upload stuff like you are interested in, say, football. So you can add news related to football, like you'll write that, oh, the latest match, this your review about that match, or else say the latest results of football and something like that. So what will happen, you will get an idea, and tomorrow you work as a developer in a big company like Facebook or else say Google. So you will have an understanding and an experience of handling a complete website by yourself. Of course, when you work for a big company, you will have other employees and friends to assist you. But working on alone on a website, it's quite challenging and all that. So you will understand how to go through changes and make changes fast and stuff like that. And what else we had learned in CSS?
Is it possible to learn how to update an already existing website?
Pardon? Can you repeat your question, Father? I couldn't hear it. Sorry.
Is it possible to update an already existing website?
Yes, you can do that. I can teach you that as well. But I think so. We need the login credentials for the accessing the code which is hosted on the server. Like I'm hosting it on Google servers. So to log in to make a change, I need the credentials. So you all will also need the credentials to make the change. So if you all have that, I can guide you through the process easily. That's quite easy. And then we had learned font family, font size, and what else we had learned? We had learned the hover effects as well, which we will be using quite a lot in our document, in our main website. Okay, hover effects. Then what else we had learned? We had learned borders, and we'll practice this border radius as well. Border radius. So border and border radius both are different. So what does a border do? It just makes adds a border over here. Like you can see, there's a black color border on my button over here. So this is a border, and what a border radius does, it just makes your background a bit curved. All right, the background color and that button becomes a bit curved in your border radius. So they both are different syntax. Then you'll practice your align items well. Not align items, text align. Text align. Then we have the float property, which we learned. Float property, yes. So you'll just practice this much. Like we have learned grids as well. So it's okay if you all don't practice grids. We will discuss about grids when we create our website in detail again, because it's a bit complicated. Okay, so you all can practice it. It's advisable to practice grids well, because they are used a lot in your website creation and the layouts. So make sure you all know grids well. And then we had also learned about what else? Can anyone answer?
Division.
Yes, division tags that we have added. You are absolutely right. So in that comes in your HTML practice. And any other tags we had learned in HTML, like one person said division correctly. We had learned,
I'm not sure if you wrote shadow.
yes, thank you. In the
Yeah, style.
in the styling we have you all practice shadows as well. And what else? So icons, we have learned icons. So you all can just practice all of this. And suppose if you have a doubt, so you can message me anytime. I will clarify that doubt, or else you all want a recap of that particular doubt right now as well, we can do that. I don't mind. So if you'll just practice all of this, so it will be great. Like you creating the website will be quite easy for you. I'll just,
Sir,
yes.
tables.
Yes, tables you all can practice, but I generally don't use tables in the website so much. You all can practice it. Yes, so
Yes, sir.
I'll add tables as well. Someone had answered in the chat box as well, tables. Thank you for reminding me. So 8th comes your tables. And of course your ordered list and unordered list. So UL and OL tags. That is your 9th. OL, then 10th. Ordered list, unordered list. So make sure you'll practice this as well. And I think so you all will be fine while creating this website. So if you'll have a doubt within all of this, any of the things over here, you can go ahead with that doubt. Or you all want me to add something which I've forgotten to add, you all can ask me to add that as well. So yeah, I'll just practice tables, then your ordered list, unordered lists, your borders, and your internal and external styling. So it will be quite helpful for you all while creating your website. Why? Because when we will be creating it from scratch, I won't be explaining every attribute, like how did this happen, how did that happen. Of course, y'all can ask that question on the chat, and I can answer it towards the end of the class, so that we don't waste time and we quickly prepare a website. So like right now we have 13 participants, and if your friends want to join in, like they know a bit of HTML and CSS, so with father's permission, they can also join in, and they can also prepare a website for themselves. Yes, the controls and stuff comes in the video and audio. So while adding the video and audio, so you will have to have this controls button. Otherwise, your video and audio won't play. So if you'll have friends or you'll have relatives who are familiar with these syntax, these all these syntax I have sent, so they can message Father Jude and take permission to join in. And right now we have 13 people, so I want all of y'all to have a website hosted either with your name or with any particular name, whichever you prefer. So if y'all want a recap of anything in this list, y'all can just ask me to explain it again. I don't mind doing that. Yes, so this drop down list forms which I was teaching, unfortunately the syntax which I was using was incorrect. So I prefer using a drop down list made in JavaScript in JS. So when we will be making a website and suppose you want to add a drop down list, so I will give you all the code. You all can just link that script in your document and you all can run it easily. And we have these sliders. All right, so sliders are made in JavaScript. And since we haven't covered JavaScript, I will show you all how to add a slider without JavaScript as well. So I will give you all the script and the details and stuff you have to put in your HTML document, so that you can easily make a slider in your document in your website. Like you have seen websites with sliders, so you can make that slider easily. So yes, you're most welcome. And anything else y'all want me to explain in this list, y'all can just go ahead with that.
Sir, you taught us like the sticky thing and stuff like that.
Yes, yes, yes. So that also is very important. So 13 comes your basically they are your sort of aligning your things. So there is sticky position, it's used only for positioning. Then we have this fixed position, fixed. We have then we have sticky, we have fixed, we have um, yes, we have absolute position, absolute, and we have a relative position as well. Yes, thank you, relative. So these are the positionings also you have to practice. It's not necessary you have to practice all of them, just practice the sticky and this absolute position. This fixed position is not used that widely, and you can just practice all of this. And you'll have a doubt right now regarding them, I will sort of solve that doubt for you. So you'll, I think so, don't have a doubt regarding this. Yes. Someone wanted to say something.
Sir, do you mind doing this sticky part and everything? Just a brief explanation for the syntax.
Yes. So I will go through this section of CSS right now. So these four things, they are used for aligning your items in CSS. Okay, I won't disturb this list. I have another HTML document. I'll just cut this. Okay, and I'll paste it in this. Okay, so we use these syntax and these CSS attributes only for positioning purpose. So let me add a few things. Say I have a division. Okay, and I'll give this a class. Okay, class say parent, and then I'll create subclasses. Okay, class say child 1, okay, so child 2, child, this can be a child 3, and child 4. 4 should be enough. I'll remove these two and I'll add sort of some text over here. Okay, I'll use this same text everywhere. Okay, if I save it, I refresh my browser, you see I have this text over here. And now what I can do, I can use internal or else external styling. So it doesn't matter, it will provide me with the same result. So for you to style a class, so you have to write a dot and the name of the class. Parent, okay, I'll add a padding say 10 pixels. Background say blue, and color say white. I save it, refresh it. So you see I have this sort of text in my document. Now I will style my child 1, 2, and 3 over here. Okay, child 1, and I'll style it. So color say yellow, background say black. Yeah, that's it. Okay, and I'll change my child. I'll basically give them different styling so y'all can understand it well. So it's taking a bit of time, but I'm doing it for your understanding only. So red, green, and I'll change this to yellow and this to black. I'll save it, and yes, so you can see this is my parent element, which is having this blue color background, and these are all the childs inside my parent element. Okay, so all of them by default have a relative position. Okay, if you go in the developer tools and you search for their position, okay, I'll just click inspect, and you see if I scroll down and I try searching for the position, so it shall show relative over here. Okay, right now I can't find it, so once I find it I shall so when you go in your developer tools you should be able to find it, but right now we are unable to find it. No problem. So they all have a relative position. Okay, so if I want to add 10 pixels from the top of this particular document and this particular line, so what will I do? Instead of writing padding, instead of writing say margin, we can use this top function as well. So if I style my child one, okay, child one, and I just write top, okay, and I write 10 pixels, okay. I save it, refresh it. You see there is no such change being happening over here. Why? Because I forgot to add this particular style, that is position equals to say relative, okay. When I put this position equal to relative, then what will happen? It will move itself outside the position it has in the parent element, okay. It will move itself completely and it will add a 10 pixels from the top. All right, if instead of position instead of me writing just top, I would have written margin top, and I refresh it. You see everything comes down by 10 pixel. But instead of just margin top, I write just top and I keep my position say relative. So you see it is sort of overlapping my element which was down. All right, it has moved itself sort of outside its location, and it has aligned itself the way you have assigned it to. If I keep it to 0, I refresh it, you see it's back in its original position. So if I keep it to 10 over here like this, and you see it's overlapping my second element. So in a relative position, we can change the position of that particular child or that particular division in 4 aspects, either top, bottom, left, or right. So if I want to make it move towards sort of the left, okay, so I'll write left and equals to -10. Okay, you can add a negative number as well. Okay, so it's come towards the left section. All right, so instead of -10, if I just keep it to 10 and I write right, all right, I write right, so you see it's having the same position. All right, so you can add right, you can add a left position as well. Okay, and I instead of 10 I write say 30. Why? Because it has to cover this 10 pixels as well, and then another 30 pixels, I mean another 20 pixels. I refresh it, so you see it's 30 pixels away from my from its original position. So if I just change it to 10, I save it, I refresh it, now it is 10 pixels away from its original position. All right, so we have top, left, right, and then we have bottom. Bottom say 20 pixels. Okay, I save it, refresh it. Since I have this top thing, the bottom is not working. Okay, I delete it, save it, refresh it. So from the bottom it has moved itself upwards, okay, 20 pixels upwards, and it is sort of overlapping my parent element. All right, so this was about the relative position. With a relative position you can change the top, left, right, and the bottom alignment of that particular division or that particular text or for that particular container. All right, so that was all about your relative position. I will keep the code like this only. I'll add this top thing. Okay, top, you can add a top also, say 40 pixels top, and it has moved itself 40 pixels from the top. Okay, and then now I'll style my child 2. Have you all understood the relative position?
Yes, sir.
Child 2, and I give it an absolute position. Okay, absolute, I save it, refresh it. So you see it's sort of deleting itself completely. Okay, you cannot see my child 2. My child 2 has a green no, a red color background. Okay, I'll just change its text to something else. I change it to numbers. So you see it's just non-exist, it's not existing itself in the positioning, but it's being displayed in your document, you see the red color portion is my child 2. All right, and it's just displaying itself, and it's not positioning itself. It's not occupying a space. Just because it's in this particular parent element, it has to have this topmost space. And you can add a top for this 0. So you see it's come directly to the top. And if I had added a top equal to 0 in my relative position, it used to stick default in that particular place. Okay, if I wanted to sort of increase its position from its default position towards the top, I had to use this negative numbers. All right, like over here, if I keep top equal to 0, I just remove this bottom. I save it, refresh it. You see it's in its default position, the topmost position it can achieve. Okay, so instead of top equal to 0, I write top equal to say -10. So it has overlapped over here. But over here, whichever position you assign, say top 10 pixels, okay, so it will come 10 pixels from the top. So you can add any position to this particular position absolute. Say you can add a left. Okay, left equals to 0. All right, and when you add a number 0, you don't have to write a unit, because the 0 pixel, the 0 vh, and the 0 percentage will have the same particular position. Okay, so left can be 0, or for left I can write right equal to 0. So it's aligned itself over here. So it basically removes itself from that document, and then you can add that this child or that particular section anywhere in your document. So the way you align it, it will adapt to that particular change. All right, so that was all about absolute. In absolute, we have top, bottom, left, and right. So say instead of top, I would have written bottom equal to 0. Okay, 0. So it's come to the bottom of my HTML document. Okay, so this was all about absolute. You can add a left position also. You can add a sort of a top position according to your need. So what happens in relative position? Relative sort of adjusts itself outside the container, but it sort of doesn't disturb the other elements. All right, you see, when I had added this relative position, it didn't disturb the position of the other elements. All right, this didn't move, this didn't move. But when I made this second child position absolute, all right, so all the other elements from down, they came on top. All right, if I just remove this position absolute and I save it, you see they have come a bit down, and they have given a space for my child 2. But when I had aligned my child 1 in a relative position, rest of the positions stayed in the same place except this particular child 1, because I had assigned it a styling. So what a absolute position does, it changes the entire position of the entire document. You see, now they both have gone on top, and my absolute position has come down. It has removed its space, like it's just basically showing that I'm not going to occupy any space, and then it will occupy the space and the alignment which you assign to that absolute position. So you see it's occupying only this much of the background color, where rest of the objects, they are occupying the entire line as the background color. So if I just increase the space and the content, okay, I add more ones, I save it, I refresh my browser, you see the background section has also increased. So it will use that much space, that much background only. And when it moves itself, other elements, they adjust to the move. All right, they cover that space up. And in relative, that doesn't happen. Then we'll style our say child 3, okay, with the fixed position. Child 3, and I give it a position fixed. Save it, refresh it. You see it has moved itself. I'll sort of give it a top equal to say 0. Okay, we can see it on the top over here. And if I just increase my view height in my parent element, so height equals to say 450 pixels, sorry, VH, view height. Okay, so I think I need to remove my absolute position element. Okay, I'll make this 450 view height. There's some problem. Oh yes, thank you. My spelling is not correct. Okay, view height. Yes, now it's working. Okay, and I have assigned my child 3 a fixed position. Okay, so when I scroll down, all these elements, they have gone on top, but I have assigned this fixed position to my child 3, so it has stayed in the same position. Okay, so if I go back on the top, it has the top position as 0, and when I scroll down, I keep scrolling, it's not moving itself. Okay, so over here also you can add left equal to say 0. Okay, so it will stick to the left. Okay, it has no space, and you can give this as right equal to 0 as well. So it's sticking towards the right, and even on the bottom equal to 0. So you see it's on the bottom of my document. So I'm scrolling down, it's still there. I'm going on top, it's still in that particular position only. So this was about the fixed position. I'll keep this to absolute, and I'll keep this one to say relative. So you see this one is also at the bottom of my document, but it's sort of kind of moving itself. All right, this absolute position from the bottom 0, it's still going on top, but my fixed position, it's remaining fixed. All right, if I make this big, and you see the difference between the fixed position and the absolute position. So the absolute position was assigned and it is on the bottom of this particular view height. Okay, on this entire view height, it's on the bottom, but when I scroll down and my view height increases, my fixed position remains in the same place, and my view height, my absolute position, it has gone on the top, because for this particular view height, the bottom 0 pixels was this, so it will stay over there only. And you can see my relative position, it has also aligned itself somewhere. So the last position which we have left is the sticky position. Child 4. Okay, and position equals to sticky. I save it and I refresh, and I scroll. You see my child 4 has still not moved, but for it to be assigned to a particular position, what will I do? I'll write top equals to 0 pixels. Okay, 0. I refresh it. you see it is in the same position only. Okay, this sticky, it is in the same position, but when I scroll down, it goes in the position 0, like the top, it has no space from the top. All right, so when I scroll down, it stays on the top and it doesn't move itself. And when I go on top, you see it has adapted to its original position. So if I just comment these positions out, all right, and a star, another star, okay, save it. And what I'll do, I'll just remove these stylings. Okay, save it, refresh it. You see all of them, they are right now having no styling. Okay, they don't have a fixed nor a sort of relative nor an absolute position. But my last child 4, it has a sticky position. All right, so you see it's in its original position over here. It's placed 4th according to the position assigned relatively for the content to be displayed. Okay, so right now it's in the 4th position, my child 4. But when I scroll down, you see it's gone on the top position. Okay, because I assigned it as top equal to 0. So now it's on the position top equal to 0. So I can add 10 pixels. So, and if I refresh my browser, and you see right now again it's in the same position, but when I scroll down, it has a 10 pixel sort of a padding from the margin. Okay, so you can increase this from 10 to say sort of 15, or you can decrease it to say 0 as well. So it will stay in the same position. All right, you see I've reached the end of my page, but it is still having a top 15 pixel gap and it is staying in the same position. I go on top and you see right now it's in its original 4th position. So that was all about sticky, relative, and your absolute position, even your fixed position. So you all want to about something else, you let me know.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So anyone else has a doubt regarding any of these? Okay, where did it go? Yes, you'll have a doubt among this list. So you can just raise that doubt right now and I shall clarify it. So I think no one has a doubt. So shall we meet on Sunday 3:30, or anyone has a doubt right now? If not, then we shall end the session for today. Okay, so someone wants an explanation of video. Okay, so it's very easy to add a video. What you have to do is you just have to open your video tag. Okay, video, and then you can write the source either within that particular video tag or else outside that video tag. Like you can open a source tag, source src equal to something something, or you can add the source within your video tag as well, src. So you can do both. So source equal to the name of your file. Okay, so make sure you have that file in the same folder. All right, so I have this video.mp4. So videos have an mp4 or a .ogg format if I'm not wrong. So in the source I have to write the name of my file. Okay, so the name of my file is video and the extension is .mp4. All right, I save it and I refresh my browser. So you see I have a video over here being displayed. Okay, but I'm unable to play it. Why? Because I haven't added one particular thing, that is controls. Okay, you just have to leave it to controls. Some people write controls equal to controls as well. That's not wrong, but I prefer writing only controls. Okay, I save it, refresher. You see, now I'll be able to control my video. I can have I can click this play button. I can navigate to a particular position. Okay, this is about Python face detection. Okay, so therefore you see this Cristiano Ronaldo's face, and then you can sort of mute it. Then you can increase the volume, decrease the volume, enable full screen as well. Then you can bring it towards the bottom of your page, like you see in this YouTube. It allows you to have that video on the bottom of your page, and then you can scroll through the content as well, and you can play it from here as well. So you see, you can control your video according to your requirement just by adding this controls. If you don't write this controls, what will happen? You won't be able to play your video. So this was about video. Same goes with your audio. You just have to write audio src, then the name of your file. All right, and then the name, after the name of your file, you have to write controls. Okay, controls equal to nothing. You just remove this, and the source should be the name of your file. So I have saved it as audio.mp3. So you see, I have an audio file over here as well. I'll use this br tag to separate them. Save it, refresh it. You see, my audio file is also over here. If I click play, it is playing. I can mute it. I can increase or decrease the volume as well. And I can navigate to a particular position. Why? Because I have added the controls attribute in my audio. So that was about audio and video. You all want, I can, yes, I'll show you how to add icons as well. So someone wants to learn specifically about social media icons. Okay, it's very famous and it's used a lot in websites. So you just go to your Google search engine and you search for social media icons. Okay, for website. Okay, for HTML, that doesn't matter. So I prefer this W3 Schools. Okay, it is sort of better. And what you can do is you can select the social media icon of your choice. Okay, you just go ahead, try it, and once you go and try it, it will give you the code. All right, the styling. Okay, for everything it has a styling. So fa is a class. It is a sort of a styling given in general. Then there is fa hover, that when you hover it, the opacity is increasing and decreasing. Okay, there's an attribute known as opacity. So if I just keep it to 0 and I run this code, and once I hover it, it becomes completely white. So opacity 0 means there won't be no opaqueness seen. So if I keep it to 1, I run it, so it's showing no hover effect. Why? Because it's just making no difference. So I'll just keep it to 0.3. So you see it's becoming a bit lighter. So say if you want a Facebook icon, so what you will do, make sure you copy this link rel style sheet in your document. Okay, copy it and then navigate to your text editor. Then go in your head tag. Okay, if you paste that link in your body tag, it will malfunction. Okay, it won't function. You pasted your style sheet. That is the first thing. Okay, you have to paste that style sheet of that icon in your document. Okay, then this styling is not compulsory to copy, but you can copy it, it doesn't matter. What is important is this particular tag over here. Okay, so if you want a Facebook icon, just copy this entire thing, go to your text editor, in your body tag, paste it, save it, and let's go to our website, refresh it. You see there's a Facebook icon. You see over here there's a Facebook icon. If I just zoom, okay, 500 is the maximum limit. So if I just zoom, you see there's a Facebook icon. Now you'll say that no, over here it's showing something different. Yes, it is showing differently. Why? Because they have given a styling to that Facebook icon, which we can do manually as well. So what we can do, we can open our style tags. Style tags, and then you can style this FA class. Okay, FA. So if you want to style this FA class, you have to put a dot and FA curly brackets. You hit enter. Okay, and then you can style your FA. So here they have given some sort of styling. What have they given? They have added a padding, a font size, a width, text align, center, and then some text decoration. Okay, text decoration equal to none. So we can change the styling as well. So say you add a padding, say 10 pixel only. Okay, pixels. Then you can add a width, a height as well. It doesn't matter. I want to keep it to default. All right, then the font size 40 pixels. Then text decoration is a very important. We don't like that the underline over there. Text decoration equals to none. All right, we just save this much and we go back to our browser. You see we have this icon with a 40 pixel font size, no text decoration, and there's a padding. So you can add a background color as well. So they have assigned a background color and a color within the FA class. You can do it within this particular class as well. Okay, background say black. Save it, refresh it. You see I have a black color background and color equal to white. So the reason yes, so this was about styling your icon. So now you see, you can see this Facebook icon over here. You want to increase the width equals to say sort of 30 pixels. Yes, 30 pixels. So now it's become 30 pixels. And the reason they haven't added a background color and a color in this FA class is because then all of these icons would have a black color, blue color background, and there wouldn't be a variation. You see the Snapchat one has a yellow color background, and if at all I add a background color over here, okay, background say, okay, and I run it, it won't run because it has assigned a background over here. I'll just remove this background from my Facebook and I run it. So you see my Facebook has a black color background over here. So you can align it, text align into center. Say that you feel this width, it's not exactly in the center. You can align it in the center. But if you go to see the real logo of Facebook, the F is a bit closer towards the left section and a bit far from the right border. Okay, you can align it, text align center. We had learned text align as well. So you see right now it's in the center. Then we can add a border as well, border radius. Border radius sort of like 12 pixels should be good. So it's a bit curved over here. Then we can add a hover effect to my FA class as well. So I'll write dot fa hover. Okay, then the hover you can do different things like background to aqua and color to sort of black. Okay, I save it, refresh it, and when I hover on it, you see the color is also changing. So any social media icon you want, you go to this W3 schools and hit on this try it yourself. All right, when you hit on try it yourself, then you can select the sort of social media icon you wish. Okay, you're most welcome. Social media icon you wish. So say you want Twitter. So you choose this class FA Twitter. Google. So FA Google. All right, and make sure you link your style sheet. So first step is link your style sheet. Second step is select your icon, and third you can style it according to your requirement. That shouldn't be an issue at all. So this is all about your social media icon. So you can use the Snapchat one, you can use this Reddit, you can use all of these are some social media platforms. There's Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, and then there's Google, there is Skype, there is this Android logo as well. So you can select any of your choice icon. And if you don't want it like this sharp edges one, you can use this border radius attribute. Okay, a border is different, a border radius attribute, both are different. So you can do that. So that was about adding a social media icon. Then we can give it a position. Okay, you feel that this is on the top, you can give it a position towards the bottom of your document. Okay, so once we have content over here, okay, I'll add some lorem text. Oops. Lorem. Okay, and if I just copy paste it multiple times, save it, refresh it, you see I have all of this text on the top and I have this social media icon on the bottom of my document. So what I can do is I can sort of align it on say so here we'll have to do, I think so, align items, or else you can use this attribute, that is position absolute. Okay, position absolute, and say bottom equals to 0 and right equal to say 0. Save it, refresh it. So actually for my view height it's going over there, so we won't keep it to absolute, we will keep it to say sticky. Okay, sticky is better. And yes, it's still jumping over the text. So what we can do is we can create a division over here and it will stick in that particular division only. All right, it won't move around like it is moving right now, like it's staying in on the bottom of my section only. But yeah, so we can do things according to our need. Like I add a division over here for my social media icons or sort of for my footer, so I can align it towards the bottom of my page only. So that was all about social media icons. We will learn about it in the tutorial when we will be creating our entire full stack website. Okay, so the front end only will be creating the user interface. And anyone else has a doubt regarding this list which I have over here, you can raise it right now. We have like 10 minutes. If not, then I think we shall end the session. So you'll practice all of this. I'll send the list on WhatsApp as well. I'll frame it correctly and I'll send this list on WhatsApp, and you all can practice it tomorrow and today, and even on Sunday. You'll have time till 3:30 to practice. And in the meantime, if you have a doubt, you can just send me a message on WhatsApp, like, sir, that I'm not understanding this part, can you just check my code? Or you can just copy that code and send it to me. I can just point the mistake out to you all. So that was all for today. I'll see all of you all on Sunday at 3:30. So in the meantime, you all can practice all of this, and I'll send the list on WhatsApp as well. If anyone else has a doubt, we have like 8 minutes left. You all can just raise that doubt. If not, then we shall stop today's class.